Two grown men, co-workers, football fans, zero expertise. Mike, George. Since there's nothing else on TV, sit back, relax, and see what happens when two guys who work at the cable company steal 30 minutes of local access time while no one is looking on a channel that nobody's watching. This is the Mike and George Experiment.
It's Friday night at 8 o'clock. This is the Mike and George Experiment.
Yes, it is.
Welcome to the show. Hey, George.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Mike, what a great episode last week.
Boy, we got a lot of positive feedback.
Halloween show. If you haven't seen it, go on YouTube and watch it and give us some feedback.
Yeah, we got a lot of letters about Mario.
Mario without the music.
Hey, don't rag on Matt. He did a great job.
He
on
did,
that show.
and he did a great job on his picks this week too.
He did a fantastic job. We'll get to that.
We're going to get to that. So we
did
had
you
a great
enjoy
time.
Yes, we did.
Did you watch? Yes, I actually watched a game last week.
Some college football?
I did. I watched the Missouri game.
Wasn't that good?
That was a great game. That was a great game.
Oh my God. The way South
believe
Carolina came back, and then when they went to overtime.
Right. No,
Oh my God.
That was exciting.
Or was that the one that was two overtimes?
Right. 2 overtimes, and then you lose. Oh. No, that was a tough one for Missouri. But I did enjoy the game.
That was a
I was
good
watching
game.
that. I watched parts of other ones, but that one was the one I watched in its entirety. Good game.
I'm happy that Missouri came to the Southeast Conference. I'm happy that South Carolina won the game because I think I said to you a few weeks ago, I like Steve Spurrier a lot more now that he's in South Carolina.
Yeah, he was
instead of Florida. But,
but that was kind of, they're kind of showing that they belong in the SEC. But
absolutely.
Not last week.
Both those new teams that came in, it was them and Texas A&M came in at the same time.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
I was thinking, well, we're the best conference. What do we need these guys for? But they
you did need those guys.
They brought a lot to the table.
They did.
They were fantastic.
I think
they're
that was
fantastic teams.
Yeah. So it brings
so
the
glad
entire
the
SEC up. I was very. I'm happy to watch them, and I never watched them before till they went to the SEC. So I'm pretty happy.
There were some other college games on that were very good too. There was another overtime game, George. I'm sorry to report.
That was
San Diego State.
I watched that one. Fresno State.
So you watched too?
I did. I actually watched that one because San Diego. Being from San Diego, I love San Diego State, and they gave them everything they could, and just about won the game.
I know they.
Now Fresno State
I was pulling for your
16.
San Diego
Were you?
State
Good.
team. Yeah,
they're like 16 in the polls, so that would have been a big feather in their cap to beat them.
But just the fact that they went to overtime.
That was their best game they played in years. So,
in case you didn't know, Fresno State beat San Diego State 35-28 in overtime. It was a very exciting game. It was a late game. It was in the Pacific time zone. So those games always come in late. I love watching Fresno State, Nevada, Hawaii.
Right.
Because if you're not out doing something, those are the games that are on. And they never lack excitement.
And my wife was in San Diego at the time, so I had plenty of time on my hands, and I got to watch that game.
Wake Forest played Miami. Miami's 7-0. They won 24-21. Vanderbilt hung in there with Texas A&M for a little bit. They scored 24 points, but Texas A&M scored 56. Georgia Tech 35. University of Virginia 25. Little ACC action. ACC, boy, they brought it to the table this year. I love it. NC State 17, Florida State 49, Tennessee 10, Alabama 45.
Now,
hey, congratulations, scoring 10 points on Alabama.
Yeah, well, yeah, but how you feeling about them now? You every week they seem to get a little bit better. Alabama. Alabama. So you're getting pretty satisfied then.
I'm pleased.
Right.
They've got tough games. I mean, Auburn's looking good. LSU is going to be tough. November 9th on that game, but somewhere around there. But Texas Tech 30, Oklahoma 38. That was a good game. UCLA 14, Oregon 42.
I watched part of that one. I did watch part of that one.
We talked about South Carolina and Missouri. The Idaho Vandals 14, Ole Miss 59.
Mascot ever.
Best name, yeah. Yeah, best mascot. Penn State 14, Ohio State 63. Ohio State is 8-0.
Yes, they are. Are they going undefeated, Mike?
Yeah.
We'll answer that question when we get back. Yeah.
Stanford 20, Oregon State 12. Come on back, we'll talk about a little more college. Check out this message. Hey, welcome back.
Welcome.
All right, well, what's going on in the polls?
Well, we're going to do the AP first off,
Okay.
I think. Let's go through that. We got the top 10. Alabama,
Yep.
55 votes. But here's the good news for Alabama. Oregon only got 3 votes this week. So they've gained.
Did Florida State get the other?
Florida State got the other 2.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good news for Alabama or
Yeah,
not.
but
both-
you know, at least
whoever
Oregon
you got to
State-
play, they're both
Yeah.
of those are going to be a nightmare.
They are. Number 4 is Ohio State. Number 5, Baylor. Stanford is 6. Miami 7. Auburn 8. 9, Clemson. And 10 is Missouri. They fell down a little bit because of that close deal. Now, if we go to the BCS standings, it looks like they all kind of stay the same in the top tier, but it changes a little bit. Alabama, of course.
Yep.
Oregon.
Okay, so they jumped up.
Oregon jumped
it
up.
It got corrected.
Right.
Because last week it was Alabama, then Florida State.
Yeah, but AP still has Florida State.
That's all right.
Yeah. So number 3, Florida State. 4, Ohio State. 5 is Stanford. So that's a little different. Baylor number 6, Miami number 7, Clemson number 8, Missouri number 9. So they didn't drop so much there. And number 10, Oklahoma got up in there this week. So quite a bit of difference between the AP and BCS, and maybe
next week we just switch and just do the
BCS. Sure.
Right.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because the BCS is a combination of the coaches poll, the Associated Press, and somebody's computer.
So it includes everybody, right? Some hacker. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's some good games. There's a lot of good games this week.
What do we got?
I'm just going to go through them real quick. Arizona State at Washington State. USC at Oregon State.
Yeah.
Clemson at Virginia.
Yeah.
Illinois at Penn State. Tennessee at Missouri. Georgia at Florida State in Jacksonville. That's the world's largest cocktail party. They play it every year. Maybe you remember
You've
me
been there?
telling you about it last year. No, I've never attended
No, you've never
that
been there?
game.
Okay.
But that's a fun game. Miami at Florida State.
That's nice.
There are some in-state rival games.
Oh, you bet. You bet.
They're beginning this week, and
All right.
that Florida Georgia game in Jacksonville. That's always
a big rivalry
big
too.
rivalry.
Yeah.
But Miami is playing Florida State. Michigan is playing Michigan State.
There's a rivalry.
North Carolina at NC State, but also Auburn at Arkansas, Northwestern at Nebraska. That could be a really good game.
I think that'll be a good game, yes.
Kansas at Texas, Oklahoma State at Texas Tech, Boise State at Colorado State,
Oh, yeah.
and New Mexico is traveling to
San Diego State.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of good college
games. I'll have to
games
watch
coming
some
up this
stuff
weekend. So anyway, what'd you think about the NFL?
Well, my Chargers won.
Let me just stop you right there, George.
Because they had okay.
Let me just stop you.
They didn't lose.
We're going to talk about your Chargers. Okay, they didn't.
They didn't lose.
All right, but let's go straight to that. Let's go straight to our picks. I seem to recall from our Halloween spooktacular extravaganza, you said I was going to drop back.
No, I said we were going
games.
to. I don't think I said that.
I want to commend you.
Do the tape.
I want to commend you. You went 9-4.
Way to go, George.
Very respectful.
That is respectful. What did you do, though, Mike?
11-2.
Wow.
And Matt went 11-2.
Really?
Man, that guy. So the current standings are
All right.
pulling up the rear.
I made a mistake.
George
I
Rigney,
made a mistake.
77-43, 78-42, and off camera, Matt 82-30.
Matt, why don't you get on camera, Matt, and show them.
But there were some good games. Boy, that Lions-Cowboys game, wasn't that something
game.
else?
What a great game. I watched quite a bit of that. I watched.
How about Calvin Johnson?
Oh man,
He
almost
lit it up.
second most yards, 329
Crazy.
or something. Incredible.
He had 42 fantasy points.
He's not on my
I was
fantasy
playing.
league,
I was
but-
playing my nephew Dallin this week in fantasy football, and he had Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson scored 42 points, and there were
No,
like
he was incredible.
he should have had 3 more touchdowns. He got stopped at like the 1 yard line 3 other times.
Well, did you see that
imagine?
one? Did you see that one where there were 3 guys all over him, and he just reached out and brought the ball, and these guys have their hands all over him and stuff?
Yeah, did you
It's
see when he was
incredible.
running down? Was he the one that was running down the sidelines, and there were 4 Cowboys chasing after
Right.
him?
Oh yeah. That
And
was
they knocked him out
phenomenal.
right
that
there.
Was phenomenal.
That was one of the 3 he didn't get.
I'm not. I haven't really been a big Megatron fan, but he really showed me something this
lit
week.
it up.
He looked good. And
But the
Detroit
Lions.
pulls it out in the last
Lions.
2 seconds. Uh-oh.
Who would have thought? What's the Lions' record, George? Do you know?
The Lions' record is they got to be about
They're 5-3.
20-10, I think.
They're
is what
5-3.
Oh, okay.
They looked great.
They look great. I wish I was a Detroit
Giants
fan.
beat the Eagles. Bet you wish you went a different way on
yeah,
that.
Yeah, well,
And the Falcons?
they're done. I think a lot of things are going to
I
be changing
picked
with
them
that
early
team.
on, so
Yeah, I don't think I'll be picking them again.
man, oh man.
I'm done. I'm done
rough.
with them.
All right, well look, we got a lot more football to talk about. Watch this message. Come right on back.
Welcome back to the Mike and George experiment. We're going to go touch a couple of games that we didn't get to talk about before.
Did you check out the Monday night game?
I did. I checked out the score, and I figured Seattle would just bury them. And
Well, they didn't.
No, it was
It
a
was
good
close.
game.
It came
was
down
good
to a
game.
goal line stand
Exactly.
with
I mean,
no time left on the clock.
You know what I would have liked? I would have liked to seen St.Louis take that game. I mean,
Oh, hell no.
No? Oh, hell no. Did I tell you what he told me at the break?
No, we weren't talking about St. Louis. Here, I told you earlier I was playing my nephew down in fantasy football.
Gotcha.
He had the kicker from St. Louis.
Okay.
I had Sidney Rice for Seattle.
Yeah.
Sidney Rice got hurt, didn't catch a pass. I didn't get any points. Just like 20 seconds left in the game. He's up. My nephew's up 104. I've got 100 points.
Oh, good.
They don't score, so they lose 3 points. His player loses 3 points because that team lost. My player gains 3 points.
So did you?
I beat my nephew 103 to 101. Whew, by the skin of my teeth.
2 points. Well, I still would have liked to seen it, but for your sake, I'm glad Seattle won.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to some picks. What do you say?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got a Monday night game. Or sorry, no, we don't.
We got a Thursday night game.
But we have a Thursday night game first. And that's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, you know who
Miami.
impressed the heck out of me? The Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes, they did.
They were. I've never seen them play like that.
Oh, they looked fantastic.
You know, every time I bet on them, they look crappy, but they looked awesome.
Oh, I don't bet.
No, this is hypothetical. If I did bet, if I wasn't an alcoholic
who'd you take for that game?
Cincinnati, Miami, Cincy.
So did I.
Oh yeah, you got to kind of go with
Okay,
that.
Kansas City Chiefs 8-0.
8-0.
Going into
Suspect.
Buffalo.
Kansas City's going to take it.
Spoiler alert?
No.
No?
Are you going to spoil it? Because I'm going Kansas City.
No upset alert here?
No,
for you?
no. I'd love to have it.
I was tempted.
Yeah, and Buffalo has shown signs. But I think
But
Kansas City.
I'm taking KC.
Me too. How about this is a
but
fun
they're only
game.
favored by 3 points.
Really? Wow. Well, this could be upset alert.
Maybe this is the
could be
week,
an upset alert. And then both our teams are playing this week: San Diego and Washington.
Yep, in Washington.
In Washington, and I'm going for San Diego. Diago.
So am I.
All right, there we go. There's a man with a.
I'm not
I
happy
hate to,
about it.
I know, but you're a realist.
You got a lot
You're
of
a
talent
realist.
on that team.
Right.
RG3, he gets banged up a lot.
He's been looking a lot better, though. I will say that I've been very, very happy with the way he's been looking.
Yeah, I just don't know.
But he can't do it alone.
I don't know that they can do it against that San Diego team, though.
No, I think they've got a good defense.
All right,
and
Philadelphia traveling to Oakland. A replay of the Super Bowl a few years back.
of Oakland. Philly. I'm going for Oakland.
So am I. That's my upset of the week.
That's my upset.
Philly's favored.
Right.
How about the Sunday night game, Indianapolis at Houston?
I think that's going to be a good game. But Indianapolis, I'm picking Indianapolis.
Really?
I do.
You
I do.
honestly think it's going to be a good game?
That's my game of the week.
All right. I hope
And
you're
then
right.
I think another game of the week would be
Let me tell you why
Monday
you're
night.
wrong.
Wrong.
Chicago Monday night is going to Green Bay. I'm taking Green Bay for that. Did you take the Colts or did you take the Texans?
I took the Colts. I just said it was going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game,
but yeah.
But the
I
Colts
took
are going to squeak it out. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, by 40 or 50 points.
Monday night, Chicago at Green Bay.
I'm going GB.
So am I. Green Bay Packers.
The
This is my
Packers.
game of the week, and here's why.
Why is that?
Because it's the only game.
On Monday night.
It's the only game this week that's featuring two teams with a winning record.
Wow. Well, then that's why I do it. Do we
All
have
right.
time for Ava's picks?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Alabama.
I see. Yes,
She's
I don't
picking
know.
Alabama, even though they have a bye. They still win. It's a moral victory because no matter who
There
they
are no
play,
moral
they will
victories.
win. All right. South Carolina over Mississippi State, Texas over Kansas, Saints over Jets, Cowboys over Minnesota, Packers over Chicago, upset Arkansas over Auburn.
Ooh.
She's going out on a limb again.
All
But how
right.
did she do last week?
She did 4-2.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, very nice,
Okay.
Ava. Hey, watch this message. Come on back. Hey, welcome back. It's time for George's True-False Shootout.
We really need to bring real guns.
I was just thinking that. Wouldn't that be great if we surprised everybody?
Bam, bam.
Boom!
Bam, bam. Matt, you okay? Yeah.
All right, what have you got?
Okay. Well, this is kind of a play off our last week.
Okay.
The Cowboys are no longer in the NFC least driver's seat.
Well,
Here he goes.
they've got the best record. They're 500. They're 4-4. Philadelphia is 3-5. Washington and the Giants are both. Well, Washington's 2-5. Giants are 2-6.
Wow.
Washington
Well,
had
it
a
sounds like
bye.
they might still be in the
I
driver's
think
seat.
they are.
Well, I just thought it was such
they're
a.
scoring a lot of points. They're
Yeah.
they're in these exciting games, and everybody else in the NFC we're just looking at and trying to see how long they can hold it together with all their injuries.
Right. Plus-
so I think they're absolutely in the driver's
that's pretty
seat. And
demoralizing
I
loss.
hate that so much.
Demoralizing loss, though. So we'll see. But they're still got the best record. The Patriots are in big trouble unless they upgrade their wide receiver core. The Pats need to be aggressive, and they need to do it now. Go ahead.
I just don't know. Maybe I should watch a little more Patriots football.
Why? We hate the Patriots.
It seems to me that
They've got
Tom
Amendola
Brady-
back. They've got
Right.
Gronkowski back.
But he's not connecting. He doesn't have
Right.
a lot of time. He's getting
Right.
sacked.
Right.
Their running backs aren't getting yardage. I don't know
Right.
how many balls their receivers are dropping, but I think the
Yeah.
first thing they better do is just get Tom a little more time on the front
Right.
line there.
Well, maybe they're looking for an offensive lineman. They were definitely looking for some help I think, at wide receiver. But maybe they need a little more offensive line.
I think that would help them. I think that would go a lot further to improving their record or their games or scores.
All right. Well, we have a couple of Tony Gonzalez of Atlanta, who last week said he wouldn't fight a trade, is gone. He's going to be traded.
I don't think so.
Go ahead.
I don't think so. I mean, where would he go? Who would want him?
Lots of people.
Well, but, when you take somebody in the middle of the season, how long do they need to get ramped up to the system for that team?
Tony Gonzalez, probably not long. However, I don't think it'd have to be a pretty special deal for Atlanta to get rid of him. But he did say he would be amenable to it. So, okay, in that light, Jared Allen of Minnesota is gone via trade. And that's probably a lot better.
Are you asking or are you saying?
I'm saying.
And you're asking me if that's true or false?
True or false. That's why we call it the true and false.
All right, I'll give you that one, George. True.
Wrong. Okay. All right.
Got any more?
Yeah, I do. I got time for two.
Go.
Okay, let's go.
Got a lot of email.
Cleveland is said to be shopping players into trade. They should stand pat.
Yes, they should.
It's tough against the Packers. Good, decent defense.
And they've got a good quarterback in Jason Campbell.
Right, exactly.
And they're winning games. They traded off Trent Richardson, and it's looking like a brilliant trade now.
Right.
But they've got
tough against the Packers.
Did they get a first-round pick for him?
Yeah, they did.
So just stand pat and let your guys get some experience. Let them get their knocks.
And look at what they did against the Packers.
Right.
They looked like they were going to beat them, and they were close.
All right. What else?
And last but not least, but probably the most important thing, George and Mike are truly psychic.
No. False.
Have you seen our picks in the football polls? No. Last week, we were psychic. We said Michael Vick will be injured in that game. And guess what? He was injured. And I'll go a step farther.
Every game.
I'll go a step farther. I said it would be in the second quarter.
Okay.
And he was...
Good job, Psychic George. All right, get on the email. We don't have a lot of time. Come on.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
Vic.
Yeah.
Forget that one. Forget that one.
Okay. Jason writes, is Gary Kubiak coach of the Texans next year?
I'm afraid not.
I don't think so.
I don't know who you get, but...
No, I think it's time to move on. With Philly not scoring a touchdown in the last two games and Kelly's offensive style largely being bad in the NFL, will they slow the pace and change their style of play?
I think they're going to have to. I see them moving more toward Nick Foles anyway.
Right.
And squeezing out Michael Vick. But I think we're going to see some changes in Philly. They're still loaded with talent, but...
Okay.
All right.
Now we're running out. Let me just say one thing. Amanda writes, how come Ron Burgundy's eyebrows weren't the same color as his hair and mustache? I don't know.
Does the carpet match the drapes, George? Hey, my mom said George looks good. He ought to keep that hat off. He ought to keep that hat off every week.
She thought that was my real hair.
Yeah, she was just being funny. Hey, we want to tell you, if you want to send us an email, you can send it to themgexp@gmail.com. Also, I want to let you know, as of today, you can view the show again this year on the Altitude Sports website. So that's altitude.tv. Click on About Us, and then click on Affiliate Corner, and you can catch our show there.
And there we are. It's
and
exciting.
You can get some good information about regional sports. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great football week. Thanks for all your questions. We'll try to get to the rest of them next week.
And Mike, thanks for gloating about your picks.
It was my pleasure, George.
Never seen so many electric jellyfish. So, yeah, that was... Are we done? Oh, we'll keep going. Okay. The cabin, yeah. Well...
last week I didn't read my dad.
We need some more... Oh, didn't.
My dad called. He sent an email in about the electric jellyfish.
Yeah.